An aromatic smell hits my nostrils as I enter the dining room. 3 pairs of eyes are looking my direction. It seems my family are well into their meals. "Fancy to join us, brother?" Manchester gives me cheery remarks as I pull out the chair next to her and sit down to feast upon my new, now lukewarm meal. I'm too lazy to microwave it. "How's school? You went about an hour early, didn't you?" "You knew about that." "I did tell you the clock was broken before you left." "Oh, so that's what she was trying to tell me. You can hardly call it before I left. I was out the door at that point, and thank you. But it was a good idea I didn't hear. A good thing I didn't hear." "Well, the exercise is good for brother. Don't tell him about it next time." My father lets out an exuberant laugh as I continue eating. I don't think he realizes that no matter what time I get to school, class don't start until they are scheduled to. In retrospect, I did get something out of going to school every day. I wouldn't have met Carrie otherwise. "That reminds me, son. Have you met any fit girls? Asked you at breakfast and I didn't hear a response."
"That's because it was a stupid question,"
interrupting my father just as she did before my mother joins the conversation. Perhaps I should actually give him an answer. He won't stop asking me otherwise. "There is someone?" "Not really." "No, I have my computer for that sort of thing." Wow. I mean, literally, wow. Come on, seriously. I can't believe someone came up with that answer. Fuck it. There is someone. My relationship with Carrie is somewhat primitive, at least in a sense. I haven't even known her for more than a day, and I'm talking to her over the phone. I can't deny it, I find her cute. She is. Attractive even. She is. But I don't think this is the time or place to be thinking about that sort of thing. Telling my father about her doesn't seem like a good idea in the slightest. "Don't worry, son, that face is the only answer I'll ever need. The look on it, your face, I know what it means. Go get her, son." My father gives me a thumbs up from across the table, and my mother bows him a scornful expression.
"He's not a pervert like you. You don't have to listen to him, Arthur."
"Well, you married that pervert." A clean plate sits in front of me as I finish up the remnants of my meal. I want to leave the room quickly so I don't have to face any more questions my father might conjure up. I stand up from the chair, moving to the sink to quickly wash my dish. The thought of Carrie lingers on my mind as I leave the room and make my way step by step up the stairs. It's not unreasonable to suggest that I could end up in that sort of relationship with her. There's no sign of her having any friends aside from myself, and she's pretty attractive, to be honest. Letting my mind wander like this isn't good. It's too early to think about developing my relationship with her. We'd only just met this morning. On the topic of Carrie, I need to phone her back in a minute. Waiting for her to call again isn't an efficient use of time. Swinging it open, the door to my room creaks as I enter. My eyes shift towards my desk and I reach out for my phone. Clutching the phone in my hand, I redial the last number that called. Carrie's number appears on the screen. It doesn't take long for her to pick up. I wonder if she was waiting for me. It was a pretty quick answer. Well, technically in Ace Academy there was a person that was like immediate answers as well. So, whatever.
Hello?
Hey Carrie, where were you?
We weren't really talking about anything.
That's right, we weren't really talking about anything in particular before. How about we talk for a bit then?
About what?
Carrie's stutter flares up again. It's kind of cute, but I wouldn't really tell her that. What am I saying? What about hobbies?
Hobbies?
Yeah, I know you like literature, but is there anything else you like? Oh. Carrie paused for a brief moment, and the sound of her breathing flows out of the speaker beside my ear.
I like the harp.
The harp? You mean the instrument?
Yes, I can play it.
I wanna hear it. Can I? So she can play the harp. That reminds me. So, it's like the school's logo then.
The harp is a classical Celtic instrument.
Uh-huh. That must be it. I'm sure Wales is a Celtic country. Yes, it is.
What about yours?
My what?
Your hobbies.
She wants to know my hobbies. Well, I did ask her the question after all. The problem is that I can't really think of anything that I would consider a hobby. There is nothing notable.
Oh,
I know it's disappointing.
would you like to borrow one of my books?
Sharing a hobby with her wouldn't be a bad thing. I guess I could give it a shot go. Sure, you can let me one you like.
Okay. Will you meet me at lunch? So I can give it to you.
Yeah, that's fine. Think back on what my father had said before, I can definitely say that I like Carrie, for in what way it's hard to tell. It's not unreasonable to say that there's a possibility she's kind of sweet after all, for I don't know, I shouldn't really think about it now.
Thank you. I promise you'll enjoy reading it.
I imagine Carrie putting a cute smile to match the enthusiasm she put into that statement. She must really have a passion for reading beyond wanting to study literature. I'm looking forward to it. I hear a voice that isn't Carrie's coming from the end of the line. I guess someone must be calling up to her.
Sorry. My father's calling me for dinner.
God damn it. The parents have bad timings. Seriously. Don't worry, I left you for dinner earlier. You go and have yours. I'll see you at school tomorrow.
Okay. I'll see you then. Goodbye.
Bye. In before they live next to each other. The line falls silent as Carrie hangs up, and I place the phone back down on my desk once again. For the first time this past fortnight, I'm actually looking forward to going to school. I mean, in a situation like that, I would look forward to it too. Carrie and I have seemed to have developed quite a good friendship within just the course of the day. It's quite surprising, really. As I return to the seat by my desk, I peer at the sprawled papers I had left lying before me. Alright, I was doing homework. There is nothing else I can think of doing, so I reach out to the shelf where I had left my workbook and continue on with the task I was doing. That's my way of doing things. Sometimes, if I get it out of the way now, maybe I'll have more time later in the week to speak with Carrie again. Yeah. Now that I think about it, it's true. When you get interested into someone, you get stuff done, so you have time for that person. Holy shit! That's how I've been working in the past. Thanks, game, for making me realize that. Anyway. A breeze rustles my coat as I approach the school gates. In contrast with yesterday, I'm actually here at the right time. Is it good for? If you were earlier, maybe you would run into her again. The sounds and sights of other students will fill my mind as I move swiftly to get to homeroom. The mornings this time of year are very cold, but I expected it to be a lot warmer this far south. Dispelling the idle thoughts in my head, one thing sure is missing, the presence of Carrie. I kind of walked to school with her yesterday, so I thought I'd see her here again today. So I guess for her it was the mistake that she came so early. She told me to meet her at the lunch, so she could give me a book, didn't she? That sure is something to look forward to. My timetabled lessons don't look very promising, so it will give me something to think about until then. The half-full classroom is split between those enthralled to begin lessons and the apathetic slunkers who just want to get it over. to get it over with, it should be, but okay. I sit at my desk and join the latter group. Dust shimmers as sunlight enters through the windows. One by one more students enter the class as the clock on the wall creeps towards 8 o'clock. My mind wanders onto the thought of Carrie once more. Where am I supposed to find her when the lunch bell rings? The most reasonable place would be the cafeteria. That's where I found her yesterday. Or maybe not. I doubt she'd be comfortable giving me a present in front of a crowd of people, even if it is just a book. Well, you can always call her or text her, right? I lean back against the chair, as I typically would, and slowly watch the clock spin as lessons go by, waiting for the lunch bell to arrive. The teacher, luckily enough, doesn't ask me a question. Or so I hope. Stretching my arms, I look up at the clock to check if the sound I just heard wasn't an hallucination. I don't have schizophrenia as far as I'm aware. Well, how would you know what time it is if the clock doesn't have indicators, as I mentioned before? Anyway, people are definitely getting up and leaving the classroom, likely heading towards the cafeteria. Some do stay behind. I guess various Japanese high school customs still stick even in a foreign school. The curriculum may be different, but the attitude of the students certainly isn't. Standing up, I trail behind everyone else to leave the room. Looks like I'm the last person to leave. The corridor isn't the only thing that greets me as I step outside.
Here you go. I promised to give it to you.
Before me stands Carrie, basking in the sunlight. A book is held out in her hands and practically shoved into my chest. Her face is red. Up for the situation, I'm pretty sure mine is too. The blossom of embarrassment on her cheeks is a cute sight. She seems to be reluctant to make eye contact though. It's only better for me as I get to look at the gleam of my own reflection in her amber eyes. Thanks. The book itself looks fairly worn. Judging by the condition of the pages, she must have read this quite a few times. I'm only borrowing it, so she probably wants to read again in the future.
You're welcome. It's one of my favorites, so I hope you enjoy it.
I'm 100% sure I will. Right? She lightly exclaims that fact, and I take the book from her. The title is embossed on the cover, as opposed to a fancy designer's sleeve. It must be a fairly old print. Despite its blemishes, she seems to have taken quite good care of it. Once again, I look at Carrie's cute profile. She still holds a blush, which suits her old well, an adorable trait of hers. Her breath is still racked with nervousness. I watch her chest move inwards and out as she regains control of her breathing, for I quickly look away after I realize how perverse the action is. How about we go get some lunch then? We can't keep standing around here. I slip the book into my bag carefully and invite Carrie to join me for lunch.
Sure. I'd love to.
Okay, she's so damn cute. Anyway, Carrie slightly jitters as we both head down the corridor towards the cafeteria, as I spend my second lunch break of the week with her. No doubt I can get used to this, for I feel as if I already am. Noise resonates through the walls of my room as I hear my sister blasting some foreign pop music, all while speaking to her friend on the phone. I would go in there and tell her to quiet down, but I'm too lazy to do so. After enjoying a nice lunch break with Carrie, despite neither of us really saying anything, the remaining classes were rather dull and uninteresting. The only thing that really kept me going was the thought of Carrie. As dodgy as that sounds. I look to the right. Beside me sits the book Carrie had given me earlier. Reading it now would give me something to do, but I don't think I could make it that far into it. It's quite late and I still have some work left to do, for I'm reminded of Carrie's flustered face as she presented it to me. I truly meant a lot to her. Giving it a red couldn't hurt, could it? Read the book. Skim through it. Don't read it. Think about it. Literally, we have to read it. I mean, don't read. Not reading it would be the most stupid thing we could do. Skimming through it. I mean, I don't think it's a good thing to do. Just skim through. What? No. She gave you the book. It's an important book for her. You have to read it. The book is fairly thin, for it will still take me until tomorrow night at the earliest to finish it. That's if I can read it fast enough. Oh, whatever, man. You are not going to sleep, you are going to read it. Right? Right? For if Carrie asks me about it tomorrow, at least I'll have something to talk to her about. Grasping the book, I open the cover and begin reading it page by page. The theme of it is quite apparent, even before the end of the third chapter. It's a love story. The book suits Carrie pretty well. It would have been weird if the book was a sci-fi novel or something absurd like a guide on dog grooming. Why would that be someone's favorite? Anyway, does she even have a dog? I wouldn't know. Soon enough I find myself at the end of the second chapter. So far it's been fairly interesting, definitely something different than what I was expecting from a love story. I should probably make a few mental notes of what I've read so far, just to give us something to talk about. She doesn't really converse that much, I want to talk with her more. I set the book down beside me, where it once sat. My body twists as I slip out the space between the chair and my desk. Once I should probably get dinner early. The path to school has now become quite familiar, now that I've had 2 weeks to remember it. A mild gust blows leaves across along the pavement and I watch them get tousled around without direction. Just as I stand to cross the street, I feel a dainty tap on my shoulder. Looking to my side, the person I've been wanting to see the most recently stands before my eyes. A sight to behold.
Good morning.
Okay, can someone create an engine for visual novels? Actually, well, at least maybe not engine, but an addition to the engine that will have the database of the names. For now, that wouldn't work because there are different voice actors and so on. But I guess you got my drift, right? Create database where all the possible names are pronounced correctly, and that way it could be done to be imported into the character to be able to say the name you actually drop there, because the game would check if the name you've entered is in the database, and that way. Okay. Carrie greets me, her lips curling up slightly with a delicate smile. Good morning, Carrie. As the light turns green, we both walk harmoniously across. It's not really a surprise for me to meet her here. I'm pretty sure she did share part of the walk to school with me. This is where I first met her, after all. So, how are you today, Carrie? I throw the question out to try and make conversation. I enjoy being with her, but getting her to speak up more would make the experience a lot better.
I'm good. Thank you. What about you?
I'm good as well. You could be saying that I'm very good. Carrie smiles my answer. I guess knowing that your friends are in a good spirit is a happy thought. As I take occasional glances to my side, I seem to notice Carrie shy looking in my direction from time to time as well. She turns her head whenever I spot her. Does she want to ask me something? Anything on your mind? It seems that I've caught her off guard.
I wanted to know.
You wanted to know?
Can I walk to school with you more often?
Yes. Come on, that's like an automatic answer. Yes. Can I walk to school with you? Yes. She wants to walk to school with me. That question seems pretty bold for her, but I oblige. Sure thing. Carrie smiles and nods her head cheerfully. I can't deny what to walk to school with her as well. I look at my watch to check time. It's almost 7:45. Shall we meet where we met today then? At 7:35?
That's good with me.
So it's settled then. From today onwards, I'll be meeting and walking with a girl on the way to school. Yeah, what a day to be alive, right? It's not something I expected to come in, but I can't complain. In fact, I'm happy. We passed through the school gates and towards the main building, both of us stopping to part ways. I'll see you later then, Carrie. Lunch, right?
Sure. Lunch it is.
I head down the path towards my class, with my plans for the day pretty much settled. The lunch bell stops ringing just as I make my way out of the classroom. Our teacher let us out early. I'm pretty sure she's as enthusiastic about the lesson as we are. I move the recorder and unsurprisingly find someone waiting for me.
Hello.
Hey Karen, shall we get going to the cafeteria then?
Can we stop by the library first? I need to return a book.
She wants to go to the library. I'm not against it, I wasn't really that hungry anyway. Yeah, sure. Speaking of books, I started reading that book you gave me. I've really been liking it so far.
That's good.
Carrie smiles and turns her head in my direction.
Would you like to go to the library with me?
I mean, I was going anyway. Unless you mean to go with you more often. I'm fine with that. Of course I'm fine with that. Why wouldn't I be? She sounds anxious, even more so than normal. I thought we were already going to the library.
Not this one.
I knew it! She meant it that way.
The one in the city.
But not once, right? She wants to go to the city with me? Sure. I can't keep myself from stuttering. Moments ago, Carrie just invited me out to the city. That's quite a direct thing to be asking of someone she's only been friends with for mere days. Carrie holds a deep blush on her cheeks, and I too can't keep myself from getting a bit tense.
Thank you.
We walk down the corridor in unison, only our footsteps audible as we keep a state of silence between us. This was like the best moment. So good. Okay, so now I kind of have a feeling we might get into the situation with the dad asking questions again. Stepping through the door of my house, I am greeted by a sense of warmth, both in physical and metaphorical sense. The heater is turned up pretty high, but my mother had seen me entering and greets me. How's school, son? It was good, I guess. It wasn't just good, I know for a fact that it was good. I've practically backed a date with Carrie, in a sense. For I don't think she sees it that way. Maybe she does. I've only known her for 2 days, so there's no point in getting giddy about it. That's great to hear. My mother wanders off and continues up the stairs to carry on with whatever it is she was doing. I take off my shoes, and stroll into the lounge with a slump. Poof, one thing about school is that it sure is pretty tiring. Well, what am I supposed to say about working in retail then? That's fucking disgustingly hard and tiring. Hard on the mental side of health. Anyway, ahead of me sits my father, lying back in his chair, reading a book. He lifts his head and veers towards me, giving me a prodigious grin. Hello, my boy. Seems like you had a pleasant day at school, am I right? That smile on face tells me everything, you know. No doubt he's spotted my upbeat aura. It's not as if I was trying to hide it. You could say I had a nice day. Tell me that, son. I need to know. He sets his book down on the floor beside him and sits forward to engage himself in our conversation. Oh, it's nothing. I'm just going somewhere with a friend on the weekend. I say the weekend, but Carrie never gave me a date as to when she wanted to go. I'll just have to ask her. A friend. What sort of friend? Is it a girl? Straight on to the girls as always. I can say that I've never considered the topic before. I knew that would be happening. Carrie, of course, is a girl, a rather nice one too, for I don't know whether telling my father would be the most ingenious of ideas. He'll just keep asking questions until he gets to see her. That's what I would expect him to do anyway. It's a guy! Okay, let's not lie. I'm going with nice answers today. It's a girl. It's a girl? A girl? Well, congratulations, my boy. I was waiting for the day you would start dating girls. Well, I'm glad you were not waiting for the day I would start dating guys. Kind of. I mean, don't get it the wrong way. I don't have anything against it, right? Date whoever you like. I'm after girls. It's not a date, it's just a day out or something. I'm not really sure what it is. She told me that she wants me to go to the library with her, but surely she must be planning something more than that. Hopefully. It still counts, boy. I hope you make most of it. His words only partially make it into my head. He's always been like this. I take another look at him and realize he's reading a book. He's a publisher after all, so I guess it's his job to check over the things presented to him. Oh shit. Even before, his book is the favorite book of Carrie. Anyway, the print on the book's cover looks familiar. I notice the author's name and realize what the connection is. That's the same author's! The same as well, boy. The book Carrie gave to me. Going by the condition of the book she gave me, she must really like his work. That girl I'm meeting with on the weekend, she really likes the author's new work. I don't really know the best way to put it, and I don't think telling my father will really achieve anything. I should have kept it to myself, god damn it. Why did you tell me, son? I'm good friends with this guy. What? I said, abruptly getting out of the couch and holding him by the arms. What did you just say? He always makes me read his books before I sell them. I don't even like romance. Carrie does, for maybe getting her a copy might be a good idea. She gave me a gift after all. Even if I only lent it, I may as well return the favor. Would be okay if I lent a copy. Lend one? Just take the whole pile, man. He gave me too many copies of the damn thing. Instead, I only take one from the top of the pile. My father always has a way to make things absurd. Good thinking, boy, good thinking. I'm sure she will enjoy that. It's always best to get on their good side. I mean, of course it is. Why would you get on bad side? Of hers. For once, I agree with him. Giving her a gift wouldn't be a bad idea, no matter the reason behind it. Alright, thanks Dad. Don't thank me. Thank the guys who think it's fun to deliver me a ton of books every 2 months. With that, I leave the room and head towards the stairs. Reflecting on what just happened, it was a pretty lucky thing to be able to get this book for Carrie. The chance of it happening were pretty slim, but my father being a publisher definitely helps in a way. I wonder if his company published the book Carrie gave me. I never actually checked. Make my way to my room. Plan to give Carrie a call once inside. We really need to make arrangements for our trip. Nothing's changed. It's in the same messy state that it always has been in. I'm in my bedroom once again, and shortly I'll be on the phone with Carrie for the second time this week. Just like everything else, my phone is where I left it. I pick it up and find Carrie in my contacts list and proceed with the call. The phone rings as I eagerly wait for her to pick up.
Hello?
Carrie answers the phone as I expected her to. It would be weird if someone else did. I need to get straight to the point. We didn't come to an agreement as to when and where we are going to meet for our trip. All I know is that we are going to the library. And I bet there are a lot of libraries in Tokyo. Hey Carrie, how are you? I start with conversing with her. Speaking to her is something I enjoy doing, so when given a chance to embrace the opportunity, I certainly take it.
I'm good. What about you?
I'm good too. You'd say I'm very good. High spirits, especially since I get to speak to her. About the trip, we never made any plans, did we?
Oh, I forgot to tell you. I'm sorry.
It's okay, really. Any particular day you were planning on going? I realized that I could have just asked her tomorrow. Maybe I just want to hear her voice for one more time today. It's a beautiful melody.
What about Saturday? Is that fine with you?
It's very fine. Yeah, Saturday is good. What time should we meet?
Could you meet me where we met on the way to school? At 10 a.m.?
Certainly. Let's settle then. Carrie and I will meet this Saturday. Our Saturdays are entirely free. We follow the British curriculum after all. Which is good, since we got to do things like this. Oh, that's true. In Japan you mostly go to schools on Saturday. Oh. But we have a day off. Anyway.
I'll lead you there. You just moved here, didn't you?
I did. Thanks, Carrie. I appreciate it. I would have followed her anyway. It was her idea to go. Plus, it's Carrie. Why wouldn't I? Some muffled calls of Carrie's name are out in the background as Carrie remains in silence. She must still be a bit flustered after I thanked her.
Sorry, I need to go to dinner. I don't think I'll be able to call you back.
I hear her whimper through the end of the line. I guess she's as upset as I'm having to end this call early and abruptly. Don't worry, Carrie. We'll be meeting on the way to school tomorrow, yes?
That's right. I'll see you then.
Bye, Carrie.
Bye.
The line goes silent as Carrie hangs up. With that done, I guess I'll have to find something to do.
Arthur, dinner's ready!
There we go. I need to go to the dinner too.